I went on a date and it's like, it was good. And then yet, like, I'm just tired of, like, I don't know. The bill came. The bill didn't come. He asked for the bill. And in French, he said 2 bills. And then so they came. And I was like, if someone says, I want to take you out, then I want to be taken out, which means to me to pay and whatever. So we did that.
Wait, is she crying because she had to pay for the date? But anyway, gentlemen, we've gathered here to discuss dating, as we have many TikToks lined up. I have the machine gun filled with TikToks that I'm gonna shoot at you guys, so brace yourselves for impact. Let me know down in the comments if you managed to go through them all, only for the strongest of red pillars. But now, guys, let's go back to this woman that is apparently crying because she had to pay for her own food, just like a grown adult does. And let's have a listen at this.
I paid and it's fine. And then after I was honest and I just said it, like, I don't know, because I said, like, yeah, I thought you were gonna take me out, and like, to me that means pay. And then suddenly his English wasn't so good anymore. When he was like, I don't understand what you mean. I was honest and like, whatever, what else do I have to lose? I just want to be honest because there's a way that I want to be treated, and like, I might as well just tell someone, like, what else do I have to lose? I don't know. And then like afterwards he was like, next time I'll pay. Like unprompted, he said that after we were having another conversation. I said, okay. And then he said, are you free this week? And I said, yeah. And then I texted him after and I'm like, I had a nice time, thanks. And then he read it.
Oh, did you see that cat, gentlemen? I love this cat. I don't know what breed it is, but you know, the cappuccino cats, beautiful animal. Sorry, Ampu. No, pretend like you didn't hear that. Now let's continue, guys.
Like, I had a nice time, thanks. And then he read it and didn't respond. And it's like, okay, I don't know. Like, I'm just tired of... I'm happy I was honest. But like, I just like want a fucking gentleman.
Oh, look at the sad puppy eyes, guys. Don't worry, madam. You're a woman. You have thousands of options. You'll eventually stumble upon one. Let's see if you have what it takes to keep him. Us men, we're a bit more screwed. We don't have 1,000 options. We have 2, which is actually 1. And it's an overweight woman. She just counts as 2. That's the options that the average man has, alright? So don't worry. You'll eventually find someone. Which, by the way, guys, this woman, you know, I'm getting a bit off topic, but very attractive. I don't know, this is my type of woman, you know, like the pale black hair. I don't know, maybe resembles a bit of a goth woman, so this is why. But yeah, let me know what you think, guys. Now let's move on to a woman that shouts.
A man that, y'all, the weirdest thing in the entire fucking world is happening to me right now. I'm dating a man that isn't toxic. No, like, hear me out. Like, he isn't toxic at all. Like, he's actually, like, perfect. So where's the catch? Like, when does the catch come in? Like, do you think he's secretly dating me so he can, like, kill me? Like, is that the catch? Where's the catch?
Wow, can you feel the femininity oozing out of this woman, guys? Look at that face, just so feminine, so humble, nurturing, all those positive aspects that women have. But no, in reality, I can't wait. Let me frame it that way. I can't wait for you to sabotage that relationship and cheat on him, right? Because you're telling me that this is the first man that isn't a red flag, that is treating you well. You've only been chasing after the bad boys. I just can't wait for you to trash this man's heart, sabotage the relationship, or cheat on him. So we'll wait for an update on that. Now, guys, let's move on to a child-free woman.
I didn't choose to be child-free. I chose not to have babies with men who could barely even support themselves, let alone a baby. I chose not to start a family with highly toxic men who had mental health issues that they refused to address. I chose not to have children with men who would ultimately themselves just become another child to parent. Whatever the reason, the choice to be child-free for some women is very important. I chose not to procreate with losers.
and the world thanks you for it. You disgusting harpy. I cannot tell you how much we are thankful that your lineage is going to end and that you're not gonna reproduce. You know, just like the alien from the Alien movies. Just please be gone with your existence. We don't need any more of you. It's interesting, guys, how these radical feminists that are extremely bitter and just overall disgusting, they don't reproduce, yet they multiply. Isn't that interesting, gentlemen? Like, no man wants to touch them with a 10-foot pole, but the number of these women just keeps increasing. It's truly magical.
Hey, y'all, I mean all.
But talking about child-free and babies, guys, let's move on to another harpy.
I'm tired of seeing y'all getting pregnant. And when I say y'all, I mean all women. Like, it's exhausting. I don't know what the fuck half of y'all are doing. These men don't give a fuck about us. Literally at all. Him getting you pregnant does not mean anything. It actually means that he fucking hates you. Especially if you're about to be slaving away pregnant at work. It's just exhausting. There's no reason to continue any bloodlines. These bloodlines are rancid.
Well, you see, guys, if I want to have children with a woman, well, that just means that I hate her. Does that make sense for you? Also, I love how slaving away at work is only if you are pregnant or you have a baby. Otherwise, working for your manager a 9 to 5 till you are up in your 60s or 70s is not slaving away, but very empowered, as this female's narrative goes.
Does anyone else feel like ever since, I don't know, 2018, 2019, they just don't have you feel like you lost your spark for life? I don't know what that looks like for you, but for me, it's like I'm not excited. I get excited, but it doesn't feel the same as it did in like 2019. But like life isn't hitting the same anymore. I don't know. It's like that passion for life, that little magic feeling, like feeling high while you're sober, that good feeling, that nice, like, oh, this is amazing. I love it. I want to take pictures. I don't know. It just like went away and it hasn't came back.
Well, try to remove that piercing and maybe it will come back. What do you know? But gentlemen, can you imagine betting your life savings on a woman that just bases off everything on emotion, right? Which, look, we are humans, we have emotions, it's all right, but to literally build and construct all your world around your momentary emotions is absolutely insane, if you ask me. But gentlemen, let's move on to another video.
I am a huge advocate for the Barbie movie, and let me tell you why.
Yeah, you lost me already.
Because Barbie Land was a utopia. Because the Barbies didn't have kids and they weren't married and they put men in their place. Men were working to serve women and the world was paradise. Like literally utopia. Okay? Their society in Barbie Land was run by the women, not the men. And you know what happened when the men took over? When Ken brought patriarchy into utopia, the world collapsed on itself. It fell apart. It fell apart. I don't know if y'all have looked around at the world today, but it is falling apart. And guess why? Because it's run by the patriarchy. Women.
Oh my hell, it all makes sense now. The world is falling apart, the economy is not good. Wait a minute, who is in charge? It's men. Wow. It all comes together, guys. It all makes sense now. But women running a society? No. Please no. Please save me from that. There's an episode in Rick and Morty where you have this matriarchy with women running everything, and it was such a funny episode, but the hardest punishment in that society was giving the cold shoulder treatment, you know? When a woman misbehaves, they all stop talking to her. Which is essentially what will happen if the world was run by women. You wouldn't have countries trading with each other, helping each other. You will just have a bunch of countries not talking to each other, you know? And that's it. And guys, imagine if women rule the world, but what will happen if they lose interest? What will happen with the world? I mean, what will happen if all these female leaders just wake up one day and the spark is gone and they don't want to rule the world no more? What will happen then? It's a problem for them to solve. Hope we don't reach that point though.
Women are supposed to be the ones in power. I have just I've gotten so passionate about this. I'm telling you, in the beginning of this year, like, women are truly meant to run the world. Men have taken away our power over centuries of time. They have stripped us of our power. And I know that God would say the same thing. That God would say that women are powerful. You know why I know that? Because he gave us the ability to create life. Because we have the power of God in us. Oh my God. Thank you, Lord. Like, y'all need to...
Okay. Chill down. Now, he gave you the power, the ability to create life. How does that have anything to do with leadership, though? How are they related in any way, sort of form? In fact, if you read the Bible, which this woman is a Christian, by the way, so-called Christian, God has mentioned in the Bible quite a few times that men are the leaders of the family and of the church. You know, notice how all leaders and prophets were men. I can think of one woman who was a prophet, you know. So, I don't know. I'm starting to think that God maybe wants men to be the leaders, you know, but hey, you go, Queen. Also, talking about leaders, I just... I love the fact how women are waiting for so long to have a female president in the USA. And Trump has already knocked out 2 women. But you keep on waiting. Now, guys, let's move on to this last one.
Did you know that...
It's the same woman, guys. Again, a Christian woman. And by the way, we have had female leaders, not in the USA, but in other countries. Yeah, and they are equally as terrible as male leaders, wouldn't you know? Because there are a lot of women saying, oh, if women were in charge, we wouldn't have wars, and bullcrap arguments like that. No, we have had women in charge. You can go look them up. They have been terrible, equally as evil as men. So, let's get started with this one, guys.
Did you know that being childless and husbandless is actually one of the most powerful things you can be as a woman? Yeah. And I'll say that again because I know it's going to ruffle some feathers. But the feathers need to be ruffled because for all the young women out there, myself included, who felt or have felt or are feeling like they are behind in life because they do not have a husband, they do not have children, did it ever occur to you, my love, that maybe there are better and bigger things that God is trying to do in your life right now? And maybe he wants you to focus on your relationship with him. That's the man you need to invest into God. Because it's not like I don't ever want a husband and kid. Maybe one day I was always the woman. I'm telling you, my whole life dream and goal centered around a husband and marriage and children. And, you know, God put it on my heart at the beginning of this year that maybe God has bigger and better for me waiting. And I don't need the husband and children to get that.
No, I have bigger and better for you waiting. But gentlemen, now personally, I respect very much those individuals who have the strength to let go of love and passion and S3X to become devoted to a certain motive or life path, whether that be religion or something else. It's very respectful, you know. But when these women talk about decentering men, they usually replace men with high doses of TikTok, boxed wine, and actually still having S3X with random men. So it's not really decentering men, to be honest with you. So I don't know. I don't think I can trust this woman that she will take the glorious path of being celibate to achieve something more meaningful.
Get that. Maybe I can do that all by myself with God's help. Men are great, you know, like If you find one that treats you well and makes life better, by all means, babe. And if you are married and if you do have children, I hope that you are living in your blessing, in the blessing that you have prayed for, because that's all we ever want. But I am just trying to encourage the young woman watching this video that has just dreamt and hoped and prayed as a little girl until she grew up to have this husband and kids. And babe, there is so much more in life to that. I promise you. I promise you. And if it's meant to be, it's going to be. Okay? So just chill out. But there's a reason why the rich auntie that has no kids is happy, stress-free, and living her best life.
Yeah, I tend to disagree with that one. I barely know any people that are more annoying that one aunt, you know, who is divorced at 40. But anyway, gentlemen, I've always been of the belief that women inside the church are better dating options than women outside the church. But hey, be careful, because in the church you may find women like this last one. So let's move on to our article, guys. To date or not to date? As we have Socrates, I was going to say. No. Jeez, what was the name? Shakespeare, guys. Shakespeare, sorry. Lacking in history there. We have Shakespeare here, guys, asking for dating advice. So let's see what we can help with. In October, I went to a new university, testing my strength against another bachelor degree. Oh, another? You're going for 2? Such a waste of time. I met a girl like 7 years younger than me. It all started when I was helping my friend on an assignment right before class. Then she approaches us and talks to that friend of mine. She knew my name from the very beginning, which caught my eye. She was so full of life and energy, I lacked my entire life, that I envied her, to be honest. So we start talking, right? About everyday stuff, work, hobbies, that kind of thing, and the conversation was so intense, I felt electricity buzzing through my brain when talking to her. I never felt stuff like that, and in the meantime we started talking about group projects which I was doing on my own, considering that I was older than the rest of the people and didn't quite find my crew, so to speak. She replied, well, yeah, you got it now. She also jokingly wanted to go out with me, help find a Christmas gift for her family, and I told her I was like an expert in this stuff she wanted to buy. But I didn't quite realize until later that it might not have been just a joke, more of a suggestion. Yeah, she's hitting on you, my dude. Before I dive in any further, I want to let you guys know that after my past traumas in relationships, I'm kind of in a new place with which made me very defensive in catching feelings. I've spent so much time trying to understand my behavior, and I've come to the realization that I have quite the attachment issues towards potential love interests and get very clingy very early on. I'm also a very compassionate ambivert, so seeing someone hurt, so my instincts make me help someone in an instant. I didn't understand that last part, but anyway. So let's go back. Days go by, right? Why is he narrating this like we're in a movie or something? I don't know. Our contact gets better. Very early on, she started talking to me about her private life, like uncomfortably early. Her exes, family, her past. Like I could write a biography after 2 days at university talking to her on breaks or boring classes. One day she texted me that she is mad, and being myself, I asked what's wrong. She sent me a voice message like 5 minutes long. Ain't nobody got time for that. In the end, she bursts out crying. A very emotional woman. At this point, after all that happened, I knew that I would want to try something, though I found myself in a corner. At the same time, I knew that helping her would make me be more of a friend rather than a potential partner. So I dodged the conversation by telling her that I can't help her with that, as them issues are not ones for a messenger typing and stuff, and asked her out on a coffee so we could talk this out. She's an extreme kind of an overthinker. Outside she's all happy and talking to everyone, but inside she's one hell of an overthinking, vulnerable loner. So you guessed it, she was trying to find an excuse. I told her straight up, think about it, I can pick you up and drive you home if it's too far for you. I'll think about it, she replies. That was a bad call, trying to ask her out on a coffee when she's having a meltdown, I guess. I mean, yeah, what do you think, guys? Fast forward to now, she still seems to seek attention from me. I inspire trust. She's had a few meltdowns along the way, but the previous days got to me yet again. But maybe it's just me being weird. She started sending me TikToks with her and stuff just out of the blue. I didn't ask for them or nothing. She's been asking me who looks younger from her friends and all, so she seems like jealous. But what really got to me was when she had another meltdown and I outright asked her what's wrong. I noticed that she has the same issues I had, which I have overcome by myself. And she sent me a photo of her all poofed from crying. Knowing all her traumas this early, I tried to help her after the first time. But it's all the same with her, even though I gave her a very insightful point of view into her emotions and what she doesn't see in herself or people. So you see the direction in which this is going, guys. He's starting to wonder he should be Superman and save this woman. Let's finish the article. Let's get to the point. I still think I should try the second time to try to ask her out, maybe in better circumstances, though I have my doubts. She's clearly a damaged person, and I tried fixing someone previously and it kicked me in the butt. Oh, you don't say, as 99% of these situations go. I keep telling myself not to get attached and keep it cool, but I can't help when someone texts you on a day-to-day basis, and I can't help but think that I'm falling into one hell of a trap. Yes, you are. I am not fit to fix anyone anymore. At the same time, though, I don't want to and want to help her. I see so much of myself in her, so much potential that it's mind-boggling. I don't know if I should chase her or cut my losses so I won't get hurt again. I don't know if I should ask her out anytime soon. Yada yada. Or wait it off and wait for the new semester, or I don't know. So very lost guy. I'm just lost with myself, plain and simple. Well, gentlemen, this was a long article, but because it's important, I think. And my advice is don't, right? Especially guys who are younger and they are more naive. Look, it's only natural. We are humans. We want to help other people that are in trouble. Especially when it comes to dating, if you already have feelings towards that other person or you feel attracted, hell, you want to help the other person. And that's not the problem in itself. It's all good that you help. The problem is when the other person does not want to get helped, because then you can do nothing, right? And I see so many people, both men and women, by the way, trying to push help onto someone who clearly doesn't want to be helped. So look, I'm not even going to be cynical, which I usually will, by saying just cut your losses and never talk to her again. Try and see how things go is my advice, you know? Try and see if she wants to be helped or if she just wants to play victim. Because a lot of those people talking about their problems, they're not looking for solutions, they're not looking for help, or if they're looking for help, they will disregard you the moment they find it. You know, that they will use you as a bandage. So, gentlemen, what do you think? Would you try to save a woman like that? Would you give her the benefit of the doubt? Would you simply go no contact? Let me know down in the comments below, guys, and I'll be happy to see you next time. Have a good one.